Diana from the Massage Lab, and today I'm going to show you how to regain control over your scapulo-thoracic joint. It's an extremely important joint for the health of the whole shoulder, and I bet you didn't know that we have 4 shoulder joints: sternoclavicular, acromioclavicular, glenohumeral, and the scapulothoracic joint, which will be the star of our exercise today. Get yourselves up from your chair and come and join me. Okay, so the scapulothoracic joint is basically formed between your shoulder blade and your thoracic cage. The shoulder blade, as you may have seen it in one of my previous videos, is designed to move, to rotate over your thoracic cage, and that movement allows the shoulder and the arm to reach those incredible kind of ranges. If the shoulder blade is a little bit glued and stuck and unhappy to slide over the rib cage, then we end up in trouble and the whole shoulder joint can suffer from it. So regaining control and movement in that joint is super important. So we're going to start with, I'm going to do the right and then I'll leave you to do the other side. Basically, we want the arm out at about a 45-degree angle, so it's not right in front of us and it's not right out to the side, so it's somewhere in the middle. And then what we're going to do is keep the elbow super straight, and we're going to retract and protract. So what this means is I'm kind of punching my arm forward and punching my arm backwards, but the movement is actually coming from the glide of the shoulder blade over the thoracic. So I'm going to change orientation, so hopefully that also helps you see what I'm talking about. So the shoulder blade kind of glides forward and glides backwards. This seems like a really, let's swap sides. This seems like a really simple movement, but you'd be surprised how difficult it can be for us to actually make this happen without shifting the whole shoulder girdle forward or doing some kind of other compensation that our brain is trying to think up because it's not quite sure how to move just that joint. So starting with a few just backwards and forwards punches, if you like, just to kind of get that idea of how do I even make the movement happen. Great, so once you, excuse me, once you get the idea of how to make that movement happen, you can start becoming a little bit more varied with it. So I'm going to do the very same, but I'm going to start raising my arm up towards, kind of pointing towards the ceiling. Okay, maybe slightly more to the side, and all the while my focus is on, is the shoulder blade gliding over my thoracic, or am I just wobbling my shoulders around? And of course you'll do a little bit of both, but then you'll get used to it, okay? So now all I've done is kind of change the direction which I'm sliding that, retracting and protracting that scapula. Okay, once you become a little bit more familiar with this, there's a third progression that I'm going to show you today, which is, I'm going to do it on the left. So same setup, very straight elbow, your hand is there in front of you, you might want to keep it into a fist, and then what you're going to do is you're going to create a kind of a square, if you like. So the first movement is punching that arm forward, sliding the shoulder blade forward. Then the shoulder blade is gliding up parallel to your spine, and then you're going to bring that shoulder back towards the spine. So what's happening here, the shoulder blade is gliding back towards the midline of my body, and then I'm going to drop that shoulder blade down towards my back pocket. So I'm going to go forward, up, backwards and down, forward, up, backwards and down. So at the moment I'm making something that resembles a square, and it's quite labored. I mean, I've done this a while, I'm still not great at it, but after a few attempts I might start smoothing those corners and making it into a circle, and relax a little bit more, and maybe I can even breathe, and then I might even be able to change direction. So these are your scapular glides, really important for the health of the joint. And all I've shown you today here is one variation on this exercise. There are there's another whole round of the exercise using a bent elbow. And then there's all sorts of different vectors in which we need to be proficient in everyday life. We don't just reach forward and backwards, we reach in all sorts of various directions. I'm going to leave these videos for another time because this is already plenty for us to get on with. And I'll also direct you to Dr. Cobb and the heroes at Z Health who have taught me this routine, and I will copy the link down into the comments. So if you're already ahead of the game, you want to go and check them out, then please do. It's an awesome exercise. All right, and I'll see you soon.